Joe Pugh for Pep Talk Boys, joined today for the first time one-on-one by Eddie Hearn. How are you, Ed?
I'm good. Shout out to Pep Talk and our late founder.
Yeah, definitely keeping it going though, but Pro Beez obviously, rest in peace, and everything's been said there. But Eddie, I'm from Hornchurch, obviously, you're from Brentwood. Exactly, yeah, definitely. And but my first time interviewing ends up being Manchester.
I know. Yeah, well, I'm sure you was at the O2 the other week.
Yeah.
Half of Essex, and good to see you up here, and looking forward to a big show December 18.
Definitely. Talk to me about that show. It's obviously stacked from top to bottom. Parker versus Chisora 2. Whyte versus Vlasov. Obviously, you forgot to mention that one on the press conference.
Yeah. He's not here, obviously. He's training with Virgil Hunter. But a great fight, Whyte against Vlasov. Of course, Joseph Parker against Derek Chisora, headlining this time with a crowd. Hard work for Del. 2 fights behind closed doors, and really difficult to get yourself up for it. I think this fight's going to really catch fire. It was a good fight last time, but I think this one won't go the distance. And Lerone Richards against Carlos Gongora, great fight. Really tough fight for Zelfa Barrett against Tarimo, IBF eliminator. Jack Cullen against Kuka for the European Super Middleweight Championship. Jordan Thompson, Rhiannon Dixon, David Naika, Olympic bronze medalist. Sandy Ryan, probably missed out some others as well, but brilliant card. Great night of boxing, December 18.
You mentioned at the end of the press conference that there's another big championship fight to be added. Can you give us any indicators on that one?
It'll be a European title fight that we're looking to add, and hopefully get that announced this week.
Fantastic. And another card that you announced recently is obviously Conor Benn versus Chris Algieri with Katie Taylor on also on the bill. Am I right in understanding that that will be another mandatory defence for Katie Taylor's time?
Correct. She's got one more to get out of the way before Amanda Serrano, and we hope to make that fight for late spring next year. Joe Caldina will be on that card. Another European title fight on that card as well. Looking at some heavyweight action as well. And big night. I think it's a really good fight, Algieri against Benn. You know, a very tough fight for Conor Benn. I see it as a 50-50 fight. Great progression for him. And big night in Liverpool. Back-to-back here, of course, with Chisora Parker. And then 2 weeks before that, leading in, Devin Haney against Jojo Diaz. And also Teofimo against George Kambosos.
Fantastic. And obviously you mentioned about that Taylor Serrano fight. Could we potentially see it on the same bill as Wood versus Conlon or an Irish card?
I don't think so. I mean, look, you know, I really want to make sure that those girls get every penny they deserve. So does Jake Paul. And I think it'd be difficult to do those cards together. But we'll be making an announcement soon on Wood against Conlon in terms of the venue for that. And obviously, hopefully, we can get Taylor Serrano over the line as well.
Fantastic. And obviously you mentioned Jake Paul there. It'd be rude not to mention it. We see the training videos yesterday with Tommy, bringing in obviously Tyson. You've got Andy Lee, you've got Joseph. It's becoming a really good team down in Morecambe. Do you think that makes his chances better? Because you said after the Chantel Cameron fight that you think it is a close fight.
I've no idea really. I mean, I can't believe it's a close fight, but everyone seems to say it's a 50-50, which doesn't say a lot about Tommy. But I expect Tommy to win. I mean, he's a boxer, isn't he? I mean, he's comes from a great family of fighters. Jake isn't a boxer, but I don't know what to think. It's difficult to debate those things, but we'll see. I think anything could happen. Don't really know what to say or think on it.
It's absolutely crazy, but obviously that is the 18th of December as well. Absolute stacked roster of boxing events coming on in the UK and elsewhere. Do you think that's good for you? Get a bit of competition going?
Yeah, of course. You know, it's good to be number one, but it's good to be number one with people pushing you. Because if you're not, then you just get complacent. You know, we want to put on the best shows. We've got a great end to the year. You want other broadcasters investing because it makes your broadcaster push even harder. British boxing's in tremendous shape right now. World boxing's in tremendous shape, and long may it continue.
Fantastic, and we obviously saw today Probellum enter the game. I don't know if you saw that with Sonny Edwards with his rearranged fight. Probellum, obviously Frank Warren, Queensbury, you've got Boxer, you've got yourself, but you still see yourself strongly as number one?
Oh, yeah, I don't want to sound arrogant, but we're the only global promoter in the world. I mean, look, coming up, we've got 10 shows over 7 weeks in 6 different countries. You know, you've got to have major TV deals. It's difficult to, you know, operate in the sport without them. But these are all good companies, you know, with good people. You know, Probellum have got some good people behind them, interesting. Richard Schaefer, Harrison Whitman, former top-ranked lawyer. You know, Boxer got a deal with Sky. You got Wasserman with Callis Sowland. You've got Frank Warren still going. You've got Mick Hennessy with Channel 5. I mean, there's loads of action out there, and it's good because everybody wants to be top of the tree.
Is it important for all of you to work together in some capacity to make the best fights happen?
See that? I mean, I just, you know, people don't want to work with certain people. You know, honestly, and I'm not just saying it, I have no problem working with anyone. But some people, you know, probably why they're not going to be particularly successful, they act with ego rather than their brain. And it's always been that way in boxing. And it's not going to change anytime soon.
Unfortunately, that is obviously the case. But promoter turned fan at the weekend with Canelo Alvarez as he becomes undisputed.
Good. It was good to watch from a different perspective. You know, there to support him as a friend and as a fan. Really, I mean, everyone takes a mickey out of my fanboy status of Canelo. I think he's amazing. You know, I don't want to sound like a gushing teenager, but I just think he's an amazing fighter. He's cool as a cucumber, and you know, we get on really, really well, and I've become very fond of him, and I enjoyed seeing him make history for him personally. I knew what it meant to him, knew what it meant to Eddie Reynoso. Unbelievable fighter, and look forward to seeing what's next for him.
You love putting on great events, whether that's stateside or over here, but what did you make of PBC's event?
Well, it was good. I mean, there's certain things you always look at and you learn as well. You know, things that I picked up from the event that I think we should implement. Some things I didn't think were particularly good, but PBC are a good operation. You know, they know exactly what they're doing. It's a major event, a huge gate as well. I thought they put on a great show.
If there was one fight you could see Canelo in with next, who would that fighter be?
It's got loads of options. You know, for me, I like the Triple G trilogy. I think it's a big fight. You know, he could possibly have a fight in the UK. He could fight at 175, try and become undisputed there. He's got fights with the PBC, with Charlo or Benavidez. Loads of options. And I guess he'll do whatever he chooses.
And still a little aim to get him over to the UK at some point?
Yeah, I'd love to. I mean, he wants to fight around the world. We'll be aggressive in our pursuit of him, as will everybody else, and we'll see what happens.
Brilliant. Just a couple more, Eddie. I spoke to Dean Whyte the other day, and he said he has no doubt that if Dillian Whyte versus Tyson Fury goes to Perseus, Dazn have got the deeper pockets and they will get it. A bit of pressure on you there?
No, I think it's obviously a big fight. We'd be very aggressive trying to get that fight. We wouldn't rule out doing a deal. You know, those guys are going to reach out to me or to Dillian or whoever. We'll discuss it as a team. We're ready and actively ready to put in a huge offer for that fight as well. But let's see the WBC call that at the convention and we go from there.
Do you still expect them to do that at the convention next week?
Yeah, I think it's almost a given. Well, I guess nothing's a given, but I'm pretty confident.
And finally, any updates on Anthony Joshua? Has he gone back over to the States yet to see?
He's in the UK. He's going to chill here for a bit. I expect him to go back to the US. Nothing's been decided. No trainer changes, no camp changes, but you know, he wants to obviously make sure he gets it right for the rematch, and we'll see what happens.
Eddie Hearn, thank you very much for speaking to Pep Talk Boys. Hope to speak to you again soon.
No worries.